The Bhagavad Gita explains that there are three different types of action. There's action in the mode of passion, action in the mode of goodness, and action in the mode of ignorance. And depending on which one of those modes or energies we are prominent in acting from, we get a certain result. So, again, we're studying chapter 18, and in verse 23, Krishna explains that action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire for fruitive results is said to be in the mode of goodness. What Krishna is explaining in this verse is that our actions, when we are giving ourselves, when we are taking action because it is the right thing to do, because it is aligned with our responsibilities and our duties, and when we are not concerned or striving after the fruit of our actions or the result that we're going to get from it, when essentially we are working because it is the thing to do, because it is our dharma or our responsibility, and when we are not considering whether it is good or bad, right or wrong, whether we love it or we hate it, this is in the mode of goodness. Now, I will say that, yes, it does matter whether you are doing something that is right or wrong, but ultimately it is whether you are coming from a place of seeking after the result. And if we can function our actions in the mode of goodness, the result of operating from the mode of goodness is that we become eligible in our consciousness to attain a higher level of understanding of reality and ourselves, and ultimately come onto the spiritual platform. Now, Krishna also explains what is action in the mode of passion. Verse 24, but action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in the mode of passion. So this is the predominating mode in this world, the mode of passion. And if the video that I uploaded yesterday about three types of happiness, we can see that there is a happiness in the mode of passion. And Krishna explains that happiness in the mode of passion is like nectar in the beginning and poison in the end. So we are experiencing this rush of happiness in the beginning when we're operating from the mode of passion. But when we follow that through, when we follow through the mode of passion and the happiness that comes from it, it ends up like poison. So we can be aware of the actions that we're taking. The Bhagavad Gita is giving us practical knowledge so that we can look and explore and examine our own lives to see where we're operating from and how to elevate ourselves to a higher level. So again, action performed with great effort. Oh, we're working so hard work, this and that, for what? To get the result, to get the fruit, to become rich, to become something, to become more than what we are. We think that the goal is going to give us some attainment of something, but ultimately this is enacted from a sense of false ego. What is the false ego? The false ego is us identifying with our mind and our body and not being aware of who we truly are, which is the spirit soul, as described by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2. So this is action in the mode of passion, so we have to be very aware of this. And it's a complete shift, a paradigm shift from what we're normally thinking of, especially in America, in relation to how we should think about our actions and our activity. But we can see that those who are striving in the mode of passion, even if you become a billionaire, even if you become the greatest businessman or the biggest politician or whatever it is that we're seeking after, there's never satisfaction there. It only creates more problems. And yes, there's some temporary thrill that comes along with it, but ultimately it doesn't give us the real satisfaction that we're seeking. And that's why even at the highest levels of so-called success in this material world, people are not happy. So the last one here, action performed in illusion. This is the mode of ignorance. Action performed in illusion and in disregard of scriptural injunctions and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. This is also going on in a rampant way all around the world. And in one way that we can really see this is how animals are treated around the world. The Bhagavad Gita explains that all living entities are equal on the spiritual platform. That goes for animals, plants, human beings, and that we're all connected with God or Krishna in the same way, just in different bodies. And when we're in the mode of ignorance, as we can see here, in disregard of scriptural injunctions, which is directions from the Bhagavad Gita, and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distressed cause, consider the violence and distress that is caused by the slaughtering of so many innocent animals and living entities around the world for what? The satisfaction of the tongue. There's no disregard, or there's complete disregard for the suffering that is caused for what? Just a little satisfaction of the tongue. Just a little bit of satisfaction. And we don't consider how horrible this is for so many living entities. So here we're just considering and understanding that there is different modes of activity or the controlling factors in this material world as described in the Bhagavad Gita. And everything is explained and given to us specifically so that we can understand it. And here we're looking at how action and different forms of action and what we can do to notice where we are and try to elevate our consciousness to a higher platform. Thank you very much. Please read the Bhagavad Gita. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe. We're trying to share this spiritual knowledge so that people can actually find peace and happiness in their life. Thank you very much, and Hare Krishna.